with the sound. Give me 1 second, y'all. Setting up your meeting. Come on, come on, come on. Okay, great. And then we're going to mute this. Beautiful. All right, we're good on YouTube, we're good on Zoom, and we're good on TikTok. So welcome in. Like I said, this is God Says Yes. This is a masterclass teaching you how to ask, believe, and receive, right? There is a certain way to the everlasting riches that you have been promised. There is a certain way to unlock them. There is a way to get what it is that you desire in an ease and flow type manner, right? So this event is, like I said, going to be from 10 a.m. Central to 12 Central, right? So we'll be together for 2 hours. The majority of this class will be knowledge, will be teaching, will be information, right? So I'm going to talk to you guys. I'm going to let God speak through me to you, to give you whatever it is that you need, right? Whatever you came to this event for, God is going to speak through me and give that to you. There will be a section or a time where we will have questions and answers. So if you have a question, if there's something that's not clear, if you've, something came up while I'm speaking, please make sure you write your question down. You can ask it in the chat if you're on Zoom, or you can wait until the Q&A session and I'll answer it then. Outside of that, at the end or closer to the end of this call, we will have a decision-making moment. We will have a moment for you to actually act on what you were just taught, right? This is not going to be a masterclass where I'm going to give you a lot of information and I'm going to let you leave and be the same person you've always been. I am going to give you an opportunity to self-define, to actually tell God and be serious about the fact that you want to, create this dream life. You want to have the business, the relationship, the health, whatever it is. I'm going to give you a decision or a time to actually make a decision to make it happen. Okay, so that's the structure of this call. If you are new here, my name is M. Simone. I am a steward of God's work. The Great School of Life is a non-traditional education institution that God told me to create, right? To teach the world how to live a prosperous, abundant, and fruitful life under God's direction, right? I am a mom. If you hear my son in the background, that's Houston. He is always in the background. I have, over the last 12 months, created my dream life as much as I possibly can. And one of the things that I wanted is to be able to spend time with my son and to be able to raise him. He doesn't go to daycare. He's never been in daycare. I take care of him 24/7. And that's how I want it to be, right? Until, I get my nanny on board. But he's always in the background. You'll never see him. You'll probably hear him. If there is a moment where I need to tend to him for whatever reason, I will do that and then come back. I'm a mompreneur. I am a mom. I'm an entrepreneur. So I do both, right? And I'm here to show you that you can do both, right? So if you are a mom, or if you are someone who wants to be a mom, or you're an entrepreneur, it is very possible. It's very doable. And it is not as difficult as people make it seem to do both, right? So, like I said, he'll be in the background. You'll hear him, all good things. We're going to get started. Like I said, this is God Says Yes. I wrote down some questions that I got already through social media for you guys. But if you have any questions while I'm teaching, please write them down. Okay. I want you guys to take notes. I want you to be attentive. I want you to focus on what it is that I'm telling you. God is going to speak to you through me in this event, and you must be present. You must be aware. You must be focused to hear what he is trying to tell you, right? This event is not happenstance. You didn't register for this just on a whim. Everything is divine order and in divine timing. So I want you guys to be present, and I want you to listen to what it is that you came here for. The other piece of that is I want you to set your intentions, right? What are your intentions for this masterclass? What is it that you hope to gain? What is it that you want to create from God Says Yes, right? You didn't register for this event just to be here for 2 hours to listen to someone speak, right? There is an intention, and a purpose behind what you're doing. If you're able to set that intention and what that purpose is ahead of time, that will be what you get out of this event. So whatever you put into this event is what you're going to get out of it. Whatever you say you're going to get is what you're going to get. Okay. And then the other piece of that is, if you are on this event, you can share it out, right? I believe sharing is one of the most important virtues when it comes to being abundant and manifesting your dream life. So if there is somebody that you know that should be on this event or that needs to hear the replay, send them the information, send them the link, send them my TikTok, send them my Instagram, get them the information, right? There is enough riches, which you'll learn in this masterclass. There's enough riches for all of us. God is infinite. God is forever flowing, constant, abundant. There is no limit. There is no end. So you inviting someone else to unlock their riches does not take away from your riches. You have your riches. I have my riches. They have their riches. Everybody has their own piece of infinity. So you are not taking from another nor taking from yourself when you invite somebody else to this event. Okay. It is 10:10 Central Standard Time. That is one of my new angel numbers. Angel numbers are very important to me, and I put a lot of value and meaning into the angel numbers that I see. But 10:10, just real quick while we're on the subject, right? 10:10 to me means it's time to tend to your garden, right? You need to tend to your mind, to your thoughts, to your feelings, your actions. It's so easy for us to get caught up in the grind of everyday life, being a mom, being a wife, all of these things. But when you see 10:10, that means you need to stop. You need to be present and think about what it is you're thinking about. What are you focused on? What is your mind feeding to you, right? Your mind is a garden, which we'll talk about in this masterclass as well. And whatever seeds you plant are the seeds that are going to create fruit. If you do not plant any seeds or you allow negative seeds to be planted, negative fruits will be harvested. It's spiritually and physically impossible for you to plant a positive seed and you to get a negative fruit. Okay, so God says yes, right? Just a little intro, not even a little intro, but a little bit about me, because I don't talk about myself too much, and God has deliberately told me to open my mouth and to start to speak about my experiences and where I came from and where I am now, because you guys are coming into my energy at this point, right, where I'm at a very high vibration. A lot of you don't know me from a year ago, 6 months ago, 4 years ago, right? So there has been a transformation, a metamorphosis that I've gone through to get to this point, right? So like I said, my name is M. Simone. Previously, I was Maya Simone. Maya Simone was very much so like a poster child for success, you know, always good in school, getting good grades, managing money. You know, I bought a house when I was 22, you know, always been very independent, very mature, blah, 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 right? And you know, I was so validated by the outside world, right? A lot of us are so validated and we're so conditioned to be validated by the outside world, right? Getting that degree. When I got my degree in 3 years and I graduated cum laude, that was like the biggest accomplishment, right? When I bought my house at 22, that was like the biggest accomplishment, right? When I you know, doubled my income in 9 months, that was the biggest accomplishment. I made 6 figures at 24. It was such a great accomplishment, right? And these things are great. These are accomplishments. But when you put the outside things above the actual source, when you believe that your value is tied to the outside world, that's where it becomes tricky. And that's where the issues come into play. So yes, I was creating all the success on the outside, but I was very insecure. I was in a relationship that was very unhealthy. I was eating, you know, foods that were not the best for my health, not promoting longevity, right? I had, you know, I was someone who didn't like criticism, right? Sure. I was someone who didn't like criticism, right? Like I don't tell me about myself because you're coming from me, right? I took things personally. I was very angry, very pessimistic, you know, very much so, you know, on the outside success, right? But in the inside, it was a lot of turmoil, right? And it wasn't until 2020 when I attended a seminar by Bob Proctor. If you're not aware of Bob Proctor was one of my first mentors. He was the foremost leader in human potential and growth, right? So Bob Proctor, I think, passed away maybe 2 or 3 years ago now. But he had a seminar in 2020 and he got up there, he started talking about the law of attraction and vibration and your thoughts and all of these good things. And I knew in that moment that that was what I was called to do, right? Like I told you guys, I've been successful my whole life. I've had all these outside things, but there's always been something inside of me that wanted more, something inside of me that's like, there has to be more than this. This can't be it. Like it can't be going to work every day, you know, working 40 hours, sitting in traffic, coming home, only having, you know, a few hours to yourself, not working on my dreams. Like this can't be life. So when I was introduced to Bob and I heard everything he was talking about, I was like, oh yeah, this is it. This is what I want to do. This is what God has called me to do. I quit my job. I had a whole mortgage, y'all. Quit my job. I pulled money out of my savings account. I pulled money out of my 401k. I pulled money off my credit cards, everything that I could find to invest in myself to become a consultant, right? So ultimately, it was $30,000 for the investment. I invested $17,000 up front in 2020 to become a coach, and I started my business. I started to fail immediately. Immediately, I started to fail. I couldn't pay my bills. I had all of this inside negative chatter. I'm speaking to people about trying to create their dreams. Meanwhile, I can't pay my bills. So this is where I was coming from. And the results kept showing me that I wasn't who I thought I was. I wasn't who I said I was, right? I kept coming back to not being enough, not having enough, not being enough, and not having enough. And that journey of in and out entrepreneurship job took me from 2020 to 2024. January of 2024, I had my son. And that is when my full entrepreneurship journey started. That's also when God decided to create me into this woman that you see today, right? God stripped me of everything that I thought I had last year. My car, my relationship, my security, my income, my freedom, everything was taken from me, right? Everything was stripped from me so that I could, as a caterpillar, get into my chrysalis. God last year put me into isolation so that I could connect with him, so that I could realize my oneness with him, right? And in the 12 months since then, let's just say it's been 12 months now that I've been a full-time entrepreneur, I have kept the belief and kept the knowing that this is what I'm supposed to do. It doesn't matter what the outside world told me. I had my first 5-figure month in December. It did not come from my business, but I am open to receive. And that is what this event is about. 2 days ago, I had a 4-figure deposit that I didn't know I had no idea that it was coming to me, right? Yesterday, some guy randomly gave me $20 because I helped him with the fact that he had money on the floor, right? So I'm saying all this to say, I went from a person who was so validated by the outside world to being isolated by myself, having no one but God, and blossoming out into this butterfly that you see today, right? That's confident, that's assured, that's certain, that knows what her purpose is, that walks in it every day, and that is successful. Okay, so just a little overview about me. Too much, just a little sprinkle. Now, let's get into the meat and the potatoes, because this event, like the last week, God has been showing me for the last 12 months for sure that he is my supply. He is the source of my supply. But in the last few days, it has been so physically evident, right? It has been physically manifested in my world. What I have been believing to be true, what I have been asking for, what I have known that is already mine, is now being manifested in my reality, right? So what does this mean for you? God says yes. What does that mean? God is affirmative. God says yes. God does not argue. God does not reason. God says yes. Okay. What does that mean? Okay. If you are someone who right now in your physical experience, you do not have the money that you would like, you're not receiving the money you like, you don't have it in your bank account, right? You feel like you don't have enough, you feel like you're broke, ends are never meeting, right? If that's where you feel like you are, right? If that's what you believe to be true, that is what you're asking for. So when I say that, you guys, the certain way to receiving what it is you want is to ask, to believe, and to receive. It's what you are subconsciously asking for, okay? Everything that I'm telling you right now, I'm bringing to your conscious awareness. Right now, everything that I'm telling you, right, you are becoming aware of. Everything that I'm going to teach you in this masterclass, you already know. You already know everything that I am going to teach you in this masterclass. The only reason that you are not aware, or the only reason that you're not using that knowledge, is because you're not aware that you have it, right? So what my job is in this masterclass is to bring all of this to your awareness. I cannot help you. God cannot help you get to where you want to go, create the life of your dreams, if you're unaware of where you are currently. Okay. I am not a teacher. The Great School of Life is not a school where we give you half-assed results, half-assed manifestations, intermittent manifestations. This is a transformational metamorphosis. You are going to be one with at the end of your time with the Great School of Life. right? You are going to be one with the source of your supply, but you must be aware that you are one with your source of supply, right? You have to realize your oneness before you can actually manifest it. So this event is about awareness. I'm bringing to your awareness all that you already know to be true. God says yes. If you tell God that you can't afford to pay your bills, God doesn't say, oh, well, I know she said she can't afford to pay her bills, but I know she really wants to pay her bills. So I'm going to give her the avenue to pay her bills. No, God doesn't reason with you. He doesn't reason with you. He doesn't barter. He doesn't go back and forth. Well, I think she meant this. He takes you at your word. I cannot afford it. Yes. I don't have enough money to pay my bills. Yes. I can't make ends meet. Yes. God says yes. He is affirmative, right? So I have people, and I'll just answer this question. I didn't write it down, but it just came up for me. I have a lot of people who will ask me, how do I know if it's my intuition, or how do I know if I'm overthinking, right? How do I know if it's, what I should be doing, or I'm moving in fear, right? And your intuition is God. Your intuit, that inner voice, that feeling, that nudge, that's your subconscious mind. That's God. That is the truth. Your intuition is perfect. It will never lie to you. It will always tell you the truth, right? But again, your intuition is affirmative. So when you're trying to figure out if you're overthinking, right? Is the voice telling you not to do something? Is the voice coming to you from a place of fear? That's overthinking. That's fear. That's the human mind, right? Your intuition is going to tell you what to do. For example, if you're about to walk down a dark alley, right? If you're about to walk down a dark alley and something says, don't go down that alley, that's fear. Don't do that. Do not do that. That's fear. Okay. Intuition, right, says, walk down this alley. Do you see how that's different? So your intuition, God is affirmative. God is not going to tell you, oh, don't walk down that alley. God's not going to say that. That's fear. God is going to say, take this route, walk down this alley. Do you see how that's different? So when I say that God is affirmative, he takes you at your word and he creates whatever it is that you ask for. Whatever you ask for, you will receive, right? The scripture is whatever you ask for in prayer, believing that you have received it, you will receive it. The formula is very, very simple. Ask, believe, and receive. Ask, believe, and receive, right? So what are you asking for? If you look at your results right now, if you look at your life right now and you're dissatisfied, you're not making the money you want to make, you don't have the spouse you want to have, you don't have the kids, the relationships, the mental health, the physical health, the spirituality, the self, if you don't have what it is that you desire, look to your consciousness. Look to how you're asking. Look to the things that you're saying. What do you believe to be true? Yeah, you say you want more money, but you also believe that you don't have enough. You say you want more money, but you also believe that people with money are evil. You say you want more money, but you also don't want to do the work at your job to get more money. You want to get around the system. You want to see how you can get something for nothing. There is no such thing as something for nothing. God takes you at your word. So whatever you're asking for, right? Whatever you're asking for, whether consciously or unconsciously, that is what you are manifesting. You are always manifesting. Your power is always on. The source of supply is always running. The electricity never goes off. You are always manifesting. You can never not manifest. Okay. So I don't teach you how to manifest. You know how to manifest. You've been manifesting since you got here. You're manifesting right now. I don't teach you how to manifest. I teach you how to become aware of the manifestation process, right? You know how to manifest intuitively, instinctively. You know how to do it, right? Because again, it's something that you're doing unconsciously, just like breathing. You don't have to sit here and think about, oh shit, I need to take my next breath. Right. You don't think about, when you're brushing your teeth, oh, I need to go this way. I need to, it's an automatic pattern within you. It's your programming, right? So manifestation is a program. You are going to manifest regardless. You are manifesting right now. Anybody that decided to get on this event, you manifested this experience based on your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions. It might be a little thought. It might be a tiny seed that has been planted, but it has been planted. And as long as the seed is there, it doesn't matter how many other negative seeds are around it, that seed is going to keep trying to grow, keep trying to push out of the earth to remind you of your power. You are always manifesting, right? You are always asking, you are always believing, and you are always receiving. Always. You are never not asking, you're never not believing, and you're never not receiving. Okay. So, what are you asking for, right? This event is for you to get clarity, for you to start to go inside, right? Everything that we teach you from the inside out. From the inside out. We don't teach from the outside in, right? I don't teach you how to take the outside world and make it your own. Absolutely not. We're not conforming to the outside world. We're conforming to God's standards for us, and then the outside world conforms to the inside. As within, so without, right? So everything on the outside, all of the results in your life, you asked for. Me having to sell my car so that I could do what I wanted to do, I asked for that, whether I consciously asked for it or not, right? Having to move back in with my parents, I asked for that. I remember last year or not last year, 2023 now, there was a point where I was thinking like, oh my God, I'm gonna have to move back in with my parents. I really don't want to do that. I was asking for that. I was getting emotionally involved in that, right? And what happened? Ask, believe, whether consciously or unconsciously, you are going to receive. I had to move back in with my parents. It was the best decision that I had to make, looking back. But at the time, I didn't want to do it. It wasn't comfortable. It was something that I feared, quote unquote. It wasn't something that I was looking forward to, right? But I had already asked for it. So it doesn't matter if you ask today. It doesn't matter if you ask 10 years late from now, 10 years before, right? It's going to manifest at some point. I was thinking here recently, like when I was a little kid, I used to be so imaginative. And I know all of us can relate to that. When we were kids, there was lava on the ground. We was trying to jump from the couch to the couch. Well, if you was black, you might not have been a jump in your mama's house, but there was lava on the floor. You thought you could be an astronaut, a policeman, a freaking the president, all at once. Like you had such big dreams and aspirations. And then what happened? The outside world started to tell you otherwise. Oh, you can't do that. You can't be an astronaut. You've never been to space. You can't be an astronaut. You don't have any education. You can't be an astronaut. Nobody in our family's been an astronaut. You can't get wealth. Nobody in our family has wealth. Wealth is evil. Like all of these outside influences, all of this programming that clouds God's judgment. We are one with source. God and you and God, I and my Father are one. You cannot be separated from the source. Just like the sunbeam is connected and attached to the sun and cannot be separated, you and God are attached, connected at the hip, and you cannot be separated. God is your true soulmate. God is your true soulmate. God is your true soulmate. Your souls are intertwined. You are always connected to God. You're always connected to the source of supply. So even if you're not saying it out loud, oh, I can't afford my bills. Even if you're thinking it, you're always with God. Your power is always connected, right? So God hears you regardless of if you're speaking out loud or you're speaking inside. There's no space. There's no there's no border, right? Thought energy is the most potent form of energy. It goes through space, through time, through brick. I could think about my best friend and how much I love her, and she will call me. How does that happen? How did I think about her? I put energy out into the universe about her. She felt it, acted on it, and called me, right? So your thoughts are always creating. Your feelings are always creating. Your actions are always creating, right? So what are you asking for in thought? This is going to be for you guys to spend some time with yourself. You're going to have to ask yourself these questions, right? When I say we teach from the inside out, I don't tell you that we have the answers. All of the answers are within you. What we do is we give you a guide with the answers for you to follow introspectively. You must seek that which you are looking for. You must go out. You must put out into the universe that there is more for you, that you're looking for more, and God will respond to you, but it's all within you. Everything that you're seeking right now, the money you want, that house, the relationship, the cars, the business, the job, the career, all of it is already within you. You already have it. You want it because there is a version of you that has it. right? When I was a child, I used to imagine this mansion that I was going to be living in. 8 bedrooms, 10 bathrooms, pool, tennis court, like all just imaginative. No limits, no doubts, no thoughts about the economy, none of that. This is what I want. But life told me, and the outside world told me that that was unrealistic, that I had to work hard, that it's going to take you 40 years to become a millionaire. You can put some money in an account right now and become a millionaire at 65. Who wants to wait till they're 65 to become a millionaire? When it's people doing it in 7 months, a month, a week. Why would I wait years and decades to do something that people are doing right now? Right? But it's all about how I'm programmed. It's all about what I'm asking for. It's all about what I have been conditioned to believe to be true. You do not question your beliefs. If you believe that God is all and everything, you do not question it. I don't go searching, is God really all that's no, I don't question it. I don't ask. I know God is all and everything. I know that to my core. I don't, it's not a, you can't sway me. You can't sway me on that, right? That's how beliefs work. You just automatically accept them, right? Even the language you speak, that is a belief that you have. You believe you speak that language. You know you speak that language, right? The food you eat, right? Your name, that's a belief. When I hear somebody say, well, they don't do it now, but if I hear somebody say Maya Simone, I know they're talking to me. If they say Houston, they're not talking to me, right? But I don't need to question that because I know that that's not for me. I know that's not that's not coming from me. Does that make sense? So beliefs you hold to be true. You don't question them. I believe I am one with God. I don't question that. I actually just live my life as if it's true. And he continues to show me time after time that it is true. The last 12 months, you guys, I have not had a traditional job. I just told you that December was my first 5-figure month and it wasn't even in my business. All the other months prior to that, there was no indication that that 5 figures was coming. Those other months of me surviving and me thriving was all on God's timing, all how God wanted and needed and orchestrated it to unfold. I didn't know where the money was coming from. You don't need to know where the money is coming from. You're not going to know where it's coming from. You may have an idea, right? You may have a focus, and that is one of the pieces to it. Is you definitely want to you want to focus on one thing, right? I teach this material, right? I teach you how to realize your oneness. I teach you how to unlock your riches. I teach you how to manifest, consciously your heaven on earth, right? I teach you guys how to do that, right? I take you through a process of how to do that. But how and when you actually get what it is you're asking for, we have no control over that. That's God's responsibility. I posted a video yesterday and I was talking about how this man gifted me $20 yesterday because I was walking by him and he had all of this money on the floor. This man's prosperity was spilling out. I said, if that's not a sign of what's coming for me, I don't know what is, baby. Just money, just flowing, right? But there's no way that my human mind, that my spiritual beingness in this human body, my human mind could have orchestrated that. There is no way that my human mind could have orchestrated this man deciding to go to that restaurant at that specific time to eat that specific food and to pay how he paid or to pull out his wallet, however that money got on. There's no way that I could have orchestrated that. Do y'all understand how frustrating and time consuming that would be? To try to orchestrate every single piece of how some shit's gonna happen. That's God's responsibility. I don't got time for that. I'm supposed to be teaching. I can't teach and orchestrate how and when. That's not my responsibility. And how much of responsibility that would have been. Do y'all understand that for me to orchestrate this man's whole life? And not just him, because you got to orchestrate everybody in his life too. That's not your responsibility. How and when is not your responsibility. I told God in 2020 that I was going to be a billionaire. I asked him, I said, God, I want to be a billionaire. I have aspirations to be a billionaire. This is what it means to me. This is what I'm going to create. This is what I'm going to do with this wealth. This is how I'm going to better serve humanity. That was in 2020. I asked in 2020. I started to believe over these last few years. Started to believe it. Wasn't fully there yet. And we'll talk about briefly the difference between knowing or belief and knowing. Believe and knowing. There is a difference, right? But yeah, I believed it was possible. You know, I see billionaires, right? I know they exist. I know it's possible because I can see other people doing it, right? When you see somebody else with wealth, that is not the time for you to ask God for poverty. What do I mean by that? When you see somebody with wealth, that's not the time for you to say, oh, they got their wealth dishonestly. Oh, they're exploiting people for their wealth. Oh, they got the wealth. That's why I don't have it. Because you know what you're doing? You're asking and you're believing because you are so emotionally involved in what you're saying that you truly believe it. You truly believe that these people are out here exploiting other people for their riches. And what if they are? Then what? What does that mean? What if they are exploiting people for their riches? Why is that any of your concern? You don't know what people got going on. Out on the outside, yeah, it may look like they're successful. Yeah, they may have big banks, big bucks in the bank account, but health is trash, peace of mind trash, joy trash. There is no success without peace of mind. So anytime you see somebody that you believe is getting money dishonestly, that's not the time for you to point out the fact that he's getting money dishonestly, right? That's the time for you to understand that everything happens the way that it's supposed to. You can acquire the same wealth that they acquire. You can acquire the wealth however you want to acquire it. I don't believe that I have to exploit people to become a billionaire. That's my belief. That's what I know to be true. Whatever you believe is up to you. To me, being a billionaire means I serve billions of people every single day. You think Jeff Bezos doesn't serve billions of people every day? I just bought something off Amazon. I think actually my son's car seat's supposed to be coming today off Amazon. Like the amount of service that this man provides is evident in the net worth of his company, of himself. That is the amount of service that he provides. But again, that's a perspective that I choose to come from. I could choose to come from the perspective that maybe, you know, the people that's making the sweatshirts is getting paid 2 cents an hour. But again, if that is the belief of that country, if that is the belief of that people, who are we to say that they should get paid more? If they believe that they are worth 2 cents an hour, that is what they have asked for. It's the same exact principle, y'all. Same exact principle. Ask, believe, receive. So I said all that to say, when you see somebody, right, that has success, that has wealth, that is an indication that you can have wealth, that you can have success. That is it. Right? But when you start to focus on why they have it and why you don't have it, what are you doing? You're asking for the lack. If you're focused on why somebody is doing something dishonestly, your thoughts and your feelings are focused on dishonesty. So you think you're hurting the people, or you think you're, you know, giving them a piece of your mind, but you're actually giving it to God. And God says yes. God doesn't argue with you. God doesn't say, oh, I know she's criticizing his wealth because he got it dishonestly, but I know she wants wealth, so I'm going to give it to her. No. If you're criticizing somebody else for their wealth, if you are downplaying or downing someone for the wealth that they've accumulated, that's what you're focused on. That's what God says yes to, period. Okay. So now quickly, right? So we talked about asking, right? Because it's three pieces: ask, believe, receive, right? So asking, you must ask. One of my defining characteristics, I was talking about this recently, and it's a book that I'm going to write as well. One of the things that has made me so successful in life over and over and over again. Hold on, y'all. Hold that, baby. Where's your juice at? You good for now? Oh, it's about to get itchy. Hold on, y'all. Actually, where is your, you okay? Let me see. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. I know. I know. I understand. Hold that. Hold that. You see your Nona? You okay? Yeah, he's a little. I don't know where his bottle is. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't know. It might be. Actually, I think it's on the couch. His bottle or his juice. Um, Coffee break, mushroom coffee. That is. Okay. So yeah. So we've talked about ask. Oh, that's what I was saying. One thing about me, one of my defining characteristics, one of the things that has gotten me so far in life and I will continue to do because it works so well. It's not that I know people, it's not that I'm intelligent, it's not that I, have, money just out the wazoo yet. It's not that I, am special, none of that. I am successful and I've gotten where I've gotten in life, and I'm going to continue to go above and beyond because I ask. I will ask. I don't, it does, I will ask. If I want something, I'm going to ask for it. And you know what happens? 99% of the time, I get what I want because I ask for it. If you do not ask, you cannot receive, period. If you do not plant the seed, you cannot reap the fruit. If you don't plant the apple seed, you cannot reap the apple fruit. It's the law. Giving and then receiving. You must give, you must ask, you must put out in order to get back. I will ask. I don't care if it matters not. I will ask. And I typically get what it is that I want because I ask for it. It doesn't make me feel less than, it doesn't make me feel helpless. It's very empowering because I know closed mouths don't get fed and closed fists don't get bread. If you don't ask, you cannot receive. If your fist is closed, you cannot receive. If your mind is closed, you cannot receive. Like, you must be open-minded. You must be open to receive, right? You must make space for that which you're asking for. A lot of y'all want this new life, but y'all also want to have the old life as well. What you looking for? The water bottles are up there. You cannot, you cannot get without giving. And I want to give the attention. God wants me to give attention to this. Let me say that. Because this is a principle that we get wrong more often than not. When it comes to actually like farming, we understand the principle. Like, physically, we understand if we plant an apple seed and we nourish it, water it, and give it love, at some point it's going to reap an apple fruit. If that seed is undisturbed in the ground, it will reap apples forever. We understand that physically, right? We understand that. We can see it. We understand it. But when it comes to our mind, the garden of the mind, we don't understand this principle. It's like the principle doesn't work. There is no way, and again, God is telling me to tell y'all this, there is no way you're going to plant negative seeds and reap positive fruit. You cannot spiritually or physically plant positive and get negative. It is not correlated. They are not in harmony. You must plant what you expect to receive. You must give in order to receive. A lot of y'all want to be better. A lot of y'all want better businesses, better health, better security, better money, better relationships, better fashion. A lot of y'all want more. Y'all want better. But you are so whole, you're so hell-bent on holding on to what you have and getting what you want. You cannot do both, baby. You cannot do both. You are going to have to give in order to get. If you want to create that dream life, you're going to have to give up the old one. If you want to become this new version of yourself, you're going to have to give up who you are today. There's no way that you can keep both. You can't keep your fist closed and open at the same time. It's either one or the other. It's either going to be closed and nothing's going to be able to get in or out, or it's going to be open and everything has the free will to get in or out. Right? But we're so attached to our things. Ooh, we're so attached to things. I was attached to things. Money. When I made that $50,000 a year, I was that girl. $100,000, I was that girl. House, had my own house, that girl. My own car, that girl. My own money, that girl. All of these outside things, right? All of this stuff. Stuff is cool. Stuff is great. We are here to enjoy the stuff. Like, God didn't put the stuff here for us not to enjoy it. He wants us to enjoy it, right? But we must understand that all of the stuff means nothing. We are whole and complete without the stuff. There is nothing missing from your life right now. Hear me clearly and hear me loudly. You are whole and complete right now. If nothing changed in your life, if your life stayed the exact same as it is right now, everything would be whole and complete. Your cup is full. The cup is full. You must use what you have. You must give what's in the cup to receive more. If your cup is full, let's see what's going on, my baby. Hold on, y'all. 1 second. All right, y'all. He just wanted some more juice. You know how you use what you have and then you feel like it's gone, but your mama got a whole container, a whole jug in the fridge of plenty? That's how God works. Perfect example. My son believes that there's no more juice. He is believing in scarcity, not knowing that in that fridge right there is a whole gallon of his juice. He's got more juice than he can drink. Mom can go to the store and get more juice, right? So even with that, right, whatever you believe to be true will be your truth. If you believe it's scarce out here, if you believe there is no work, there are no clients, it's too competitive, it's too saturated, if you feel like you can't get it, if this is what you believe to be true, it will be your truth. What you believe to be true will be your truth. Believe, and the belief will create the fact, right? So the first step is to ask, right? What are you currently asking for? Are you asking for less than what you actually desire? Do you have little faith in God that you're going to ask for less than what you want because you don't believe in him or yourself enough to actually make what you want happen? It's Lamborghinis out here. It's Maseratis out here. Why are you asking for a Toyota Camry? It's $4 million houses out here. Why are you asking for a $2,000 a month, $2,000, a $1,500 a month apartment? Right? Because you believe that's what you're worth. You believe that is what you're supposed to have because you've been programmed to believe that. But God knows no great and no small. God's not up there like, oh shit, Callie asking for a little bit too much. Samantha asking for a little bit too much. This is a little bit too big for me. No. God says yes. If you ask him for a $4 million house, he will provide it to you, right? But let's get into the belief piece, right? So we have ask, believe, receive. When you ask, right? When you're asking for something, and it doesn't have to be a question, right? Prayer is asking, affirmations are asking, statements of truth are asking. We'll talk about our signature statement of truth here today, right? But these are all asks, right? What you say, what you consciously think, what you unconsciously think is what you're asking for. I cannot pay my bills. That's an ask. All the men that I date treat me like shit. That's an ask. I never have enough time for myself. That's an ask. You're going to receive it and you believe in it. So let's get to the belief. When you ask, right? You have to have the corresponding feeling with that ask. If you ask God for more money, hold on, y'all, for my computer died. My son likes to play with the cords, so I unplug it pretty often. He loves to play with these cords. Oh, hold on. All right. Right. So when it comes to the belief, right? That's step 2. Feeling is the secret. Whatever you feel to be true, whatever you believe to be true, will be your truth. Case in point. I'm asking, let's say, God for $1 million a month. That's what I'm asking for. I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm receiving $1 million a month. $1 million a month is done. It's easy, blah, 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 blah. These are asks, right? I'm asking. But I have to actually believe that it's possible. I can't ask God for a $4 million house and not believe that I can get the $4 million house. That's not going to work. Asking, if you're asking consciously and you have a positive, let's say a positive sign, right? Asking consciously, I want, or, money flows to me easily. That's positive. But then your feeling or your belief is, I can't get more money. It doesn't matter what you're asking for consciously because you feel and believe that you cannot get more money. That's what you believe to be true. So that's what you're going to receive. You're not going to receive what you ask for if you don't believe that it's possible. You don't believe that it's done. The belief always precedes the manifestation. Belief precedes manifestation. Belief precedes, comes before manifestation, physical reality. Belief comes first. You must believe in order to receive. Believe, and your belief will create the fact. Okay? So when you're asking for, and I'm just going to use myself personally as an example, right? And I'll just use my actual journey, right? You're asking for $1 million a month. That's my goal. That's my ask. That's what I'm asking God for, right? Right now, in just a simple terms, that is 100 students in the Great School of Life every month. 100 new students. We are changing 100 lives every single month. And in exchange for that, there's $1 million a month. Okay. Very simple. I'm asking for $1 million a month, right? That's what I'm asking for. That's what I want. My desire, and God always says yes. God gives you whatever you ask for. And that's what I want. I want $1 million a month. So I'm asking, right? I've already done the self-awareness work. I know exactly what I want. I know exactly what I'm asking for. I know exactly what I want it to look like. I'm clear on that part, right? So that work is already done. That is a piece that I take you through because we have to be aware before we can do anything. But just for this conversation, that's already done, right? So I know what I want. I'm asking for it. Now I'm at the belief stage, right? Not me personally, but this is how it would go, right? Now I have to believe that it's possible. There is a ladder of belief, and this will kind of transition into the receiving piece too. There's a ladder of belief that you are going to climb in manifestation. Okay. The ladder works like this. At the bottom of the ladder, the first rung on the ladder is need. You need more money. A lot of y'all feel like y'all need more money. I can't pay my bills. I need more money. That is a very attached energy. When you are attached to something, you push it further away from you. The more that you are attached to getting more money, the more that money flees from you. You do not manifest in the attachment energy. You do not manifest in the need energy. Manifestation is about knowing. It's not about needing, right? So a lot of us, or a lot of you, are at the need, right? So you're asking for $1 million a month because you need more money, right? That's where you're at. Once you get out of the need space, though, you're going to then get to the want rung. I want $1 million a month, but I don't need $1 million a month. That's where I was probably 6 months ago, right? I want $1 million a month, but I don't need $1 million a month. That is the energy that I want to move you guys to. That's the energy that you want to be in when you're dating. Oh, I want you, but I don't need you. When you need somebody, when you're attached to them, when you're chasing them so they can validate you, they flee. Same thing with money. You ever been so needy, so attached to somebody and then they just ghost you? Or the more that you attach, the more that you try to, make it happen, the more that they flee. Same thing. Energy, everything is energy. No different. Right? So we want to be in the I want, but I don't need. If nothing changed in my bank account today, if nothing changed in my life, I would be grateful and I would be forever, let me not say that. I'll be satisfied and forever grateful. Period. If nothing changed, I couldn't say that confidently 4 months ago. Right? But that's the want energy. So I need more money. I don't have it. Can't pay my bills. Number one. Then I get you to, I want more money. I don't need it, but I want it. Right? You don't manifest in the want energy either. Okay. Manifestation is about having, it's about knowing. You manifest what you have, you manifest what you are. You don't manifest what you want. The law of attraction doesn't state you attract what you want. It states that you attract what you vibrate in harmony with. What you are, the energy that you put out, the frequency, the feeling is what you attract, not what you want. I want $1 million, but my bank account gave me 4 figures a month. Right. I want, but my energy is 4 figures. Okay. So need more money. I want it, but I don't need it. Then we get to believe. And that's where this piece is, the belief piece. I believe it's possible. I don't know how, but I believe I can do $1 million a month. I believe it's possible. I believe there is a way. I believe there is a circumstance, or there is a timeline where I actually can do this. Okay. That is closer to the manifestation energy, but that's also, again, not where you manifest. Okay. So remember, I said you manifest in the having and the knowing. What's the difference between believing something to be true and knowing something to be true? Because they're not the same. Case in point, you go to the mall, right? And you park in the parking lot. You go in the mall, you go shop, you come out. The guard at the door asks you, he says, is your car in the parking lot? Or no, where's your car? He says, where is your car? Where did you park? I believe I parked it in the parking lot. I believe I parked it in the parking lot. It's possible it's in the parking lot. I believe, I'm not 100%, but I believe it's in the parking lot. Versus it's in the parking lot. Where's your car? It's in the parking lot. Do you see how those are different? I believe it's in the parking lot. It may or may not be, versus it's in the parking lot. It's done. It's a knowing. It's having. It's already done. Right? So when it comes to unlocking God's yes, and you're asking, you're believing, and you're receiving, the believing piece, that's when you believe it's possible for you to get that $1 million a month. But when you're ready to actually receive, like when you want to have it in your physical, when you want to manifest it, when you want to actually make it your reality, you have to know it's already done. You don't manifest in the possible, you manifest in the done, in the knowing, in the certainty. Right? So how do you then, or how am I then, right, creating $1 million a month without $1 million in my bank account, without money, that money sitting in my bank account, right? How do I feel like I have money when my bank account says otherwise? Because again, you must know it's done, right? But knowing is having. Having is feeling. You must feel as though you already have what it is you want. That's why you don't manifest in the need, because you definitely don't have what you want. You need it. You don't have it. Then you want it. You still don't have it because you want it. You don't want what you have, right? What you want, what you don't have. You then believe you can have it. Oh, I believe I can get it, but you don't know you have it. When you get to the knowing, oh, I know it's done. I know $1 million a month is done. There is nothing that you could tell me. There is nothing that you could say to me to sway me from the knowledge, the inner certainty that $1 million a month is done. Now, March is the goal, around my birthday. That's when I want to do it. But that's the thing too. When you know something is done, you're detached. I am detached. I would love for it to come in March. I would love for it to come in March. If it comes in April, that's good too. May, June, July, next year, next 2 years, next 3 years. I'm not attached to the timeline. Now, what I do know for sure, it's already here. It's not gonna take that long. But even I am so detached from it. The money is not why I'm doing this. The money is a byproduct of what I'm doing. When you get to the point where the money is not why you're doing it, that's when the money comes to you. I'm not teaching you guys. I didn't create the great school of life to make money. Money is a byproduct of what I'm doing it for. Like the money is going to come. It does. I'm providing service. That's a given. Like the money is a byproduct of the service that I'm providing. but I'm doing this for the service. I'm doing this so that Samantha, Callie, Angel can create the life of their dreams consistently, constantly, and permanently. I don't want you guys to get into the great school of life, get your degree, get your program of study, and then you go out into the world and you're doing the same. You're the same exact person you were before you came here. That's not what this is about. This is about transformation. This is about you actually being one with God and walking in it for the rest of your life. If God is at the forefront of your consciousness, if God is at the forefront of what you're doing, if God be for you, who can be against you? If God be for my business, if God be for the great school of life, if God told me to create the great school of life, who can be against the great school of life? Riddle me that. Greater is he that's in me than he that's in the world. Right? But that comes with knowing, that comes with knowledge, that comes with introspection, that comes with alone time, isolation. When I tell you guys that the people on this call, the chosen ones, the caterpillars, y'all are about to go into your period of isolation. You must isolate. You must be one with you and God only. That caterpillar doesn't go into the chrysalis with 8 other caterpillars. It doesn't go into the chrysalis with baggage from last year. It doesn't go into the chrysalis with all of these all the things from its old life. It goes into the chrysalis by itself. That's it. The caterpillar is it. Everything else that the caterpillar knows as its life is shed. And it goes into that chrysalis and it stays in that hibernation mode, that isolation mode, becoming one with their butterflyness, one with God, one with spirit, one with the source. Right? But when the caterpillar is in the chrysalis, it's one with God. And then it comes out of that chrysalis. It manifests into a butterfly. But it can't go into the chrysalis with all of the shit from its old life. You cannot go into being the highest version of you, manifesting the life of your dreams, the money, the success, the fame, the relationships, the health, the wealth, the beauty. You cannot create that. You cannot go to that and keep your old life still. You're going to have to pack light. Pack light. You got too many bags. You have too much baggage. All that baggage is going to weigh you down. You are trying to fly. You are flying. You are a butterfly. The baggage of your caterpillar days cannot come with you to your butterfly life. God told me to tell y'all, you are gonna have to give to receive, y'all. You have to give to receive. I mean, I don't know how else to. I don't know I don't know how to tell y'all. Giving is what unlocks the riches. You must give in order to receive. You cannot receive if you do not give. You cannot receive without giving. If you are a farmer and you have apple seeds, you would be crazy as hell to believe that you're going to reap apples without planting the seeds. Sir, you must give in order to receive, y'all. This is the law of the land. You must give in order to receive, and giving is good. God loves a cheerful giver. Somebody that gives cheerfully. Yesterday, when I told you guys I went to go get I got that $20. I bought rice for my sister. I didn't have to buy her fried rice. She didn't know I was buying fried rice. She didn't ask me to. But sharing, giving is the most important of the attributes if you are going to create a life of success, wealth, health, and happiness. You must give, baby. You have to give in order to receive. You got to ask in order to receive. You have to give. I know it's uncomfortable. I know you feel like you're losing something. I know you feel like you're being detached from something. I know you feel like you're giving something up. And you are. You're giving up something of lesser value for something of greater value. When I invested $3,000 in myself in mentorship to become a millionaire, I wasn't thinking about me having to give $3,000. I was thinking about me having the potential of receiving $1 million a month, of actually becoming a billionaire. It's not about what you're giving. What are you going to receive? And you're only going to receive as much as you give. If you plant one apple seed, you get one harvest of apples. If you plant several apple seeds, rows of apples, you will continue to reap a harvest of abundance, of abundance, of abundance of apples, right? But it's we get so constricted and it feels like we're losing something when we give. Y'all, all of this belongs to God anyway. All of this belongs to God. He lent it to us. That $20 that that man gave me, God lent that money to that man. The $20 that he gave me, God lent it to me. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go circulate it. I'm going to go give it back to God. God is in all of us. God is in everything. If I give Callie $20, I'm giving God $20. If I give the Great School of Life $10,000 for tuition, I'm giving God $10,000 for tuition. If I go to Georgia State and give them $100,000 for tuition for a degree, y'all, ask, believe. But when it's time, when you're ready to receive, you must know it's already done and you must be detached. I was not attached to that $20 that that man gave me. I went in the bathroom and was like, it'd be so crazy if he gave me some of it. I was just talking. And that's the thing. Even though I was just talking, I asked. I said, God, I would love some of that. And God said, yes. And I wasn't attached to it. I wasn't attached from that money coming from that man, had no knowledge that it was going to come from him, wasn't even like your abundance can and will come from everywhere if you're open to receive it. Your job is to find out what you're passionate about, what your purpose is, and to dedicate your life doing it. There are 3 things that make you successful. There are 3 steps to success. This is it. Number 1, find out what you love to do and then do it. Period. I love to teach. I love to preach. I love to teach and preach the word of God. I love to teach other people how to create the life of their dreams. I love to do it. Love it. And I've been doing it since 2020, fully for a year now. I love it. It doesn't matter if I made another red cent. It matters not if no one enrolls in the Great School of Life today. Matters not to me. That does not deter me from what I know to be true. It doesn't matter if I made money doing this. Oh, I'm going to, because I'm changing people's lives and I'm giving more in use value than I'm taking in cash value. Right? But that's not the goal. It's a byproduct. Right? You do want to focus. You want to have a focus, what you're giving your energy to. But the 5 figures that I got last month wasn't from my business. It's from the sale of a home. I could have been like, oh, well, I mean, I guess I got this money, but it didn't come from my business, so I'm not successful. Do not limit God, because you're the only one that can do that. God told me to tell you he has no limitations. This is the big God we're talking about, y'all. This is the big God. He ain't got no limitation. There is no limit to the one that creates all. We limit him by the form that we give him to express himself, by the ask that we have. If you're asking for $2,000 a month for an apartment, you are limiting God. If you're asking for a Camry instead of the Maserati you want, you're limiting God. If you're asking or settling for the first man that comes to you versus waiting for the man that you know God has for you, you're limiting God. It's you. There is no limits to God, only the form through which we give him to express himself. God is limitless. God is formless. But we give him form by our consciousness, by our ask, by who we're being. If you ask for lack and limitation, God will provide it to you just as readily, just as easily as he is going to provide to you prosperity and abundance. Does that make sense? So when you are when you're at step 3 and you're ready to receive, right? You're ready to receive, you are open to receive, that is when it's going to come to you. If you set a goal to make $1 million a month and you do 6 figures, are you going to be mad? My goal is $1 million a month and I did 5 last month. Am I upset? Absolutely not. I'm absolutely grateful, because what I know is that is a clear sign that all of the work that I've been doing inside is showing out on the out, or showing on the outside. Remember, I told you we teach from the inside out. Inside, root cause. The effects, all the outside world, that's the effect of the inside. If you're working with effects, you're going to have limited results. If you're working with the cause, your expansion is so much more grand than you could ever imagine. So we go to the root cause. We ain't doing none of that. Oh, I figure out what I want. My dream goal is I start doing affirmations. I start to, take some actions. I'm getting some results, and then I'm back to square one. Absolutely not. We're going to the root cause. I'm going to exactly where your issue is. It doesn't matter what your issue is either. It doesn't matter what you believe your problem is. You could give me a spiel right now of all of the reasons why you don't have what you have. And everything that you say is going to boil down to two things: lack of awareness and limitations of thought. I don't care what it is you tell me. It really doesn't matter. Oh, I had a multi-million-dollar business and I lost it. The belief that you lost something or that you can lose it is the limitation. That's you. It's not the business. It's not what you lost, right? Lack of awareness and limitations of thought. Those are the only two things that hinder us. And the Great School of Life's mission is to remove that, is to teach you about your oneness, to let you know you are God in human form. I don't know who told you otherwise, but I'm telling you today. Let God say it clearly through me. You are God in human form, period. You are the source of supply. Everything that you need, desire, want is in you right now. It's within. Our job is to unlock it. Your mind is locked up. They trained you like that. It's 11:11. Your mind is locked up. The traditional school that you went to, that I went to, that's how it was built. I don't want a nation of thinkers. I want a nation of workers. That is the quote from John D. Rockefeller, who funded the General Board of Education. He doesn't want thinkers. He wanted workers. I need people to work. I ain't you thinking. That's too much. You're doing a lot. I don't need you to think. I just need you to work. That is the system that our school, that is the premise that our school system is built on. So the Great School of Life, talk about disruption, talk about, ooh, I already know. They're going to try to come for me, because what I'm doing is liberating you. I am teaching you how to liberate yourself. Excuse me. You can go to Harvard and you can get a $100,000 degree, and you can go make $250,000 a year. And you can also be sad, depressed, and anxious and have no peace of mind. Or you can invest 4 or 5 figures in yourself through the Great School of Life, right? That teaches you how to get the inside right, so that everything else follows. If God is at the forefront of your consciousness, if God is at the forefront of your thoughts, beliefs, feelings, and actions, God controls how you operate. If God is controlling how you operate, you are coming from divine order versus letting money control how you operate. A lot of you guys let money control what you can and cannot do. Let's go ahead and say our statement of truth. When it comes to money, when it comes to anything, when it comes to what you want, Bob used to say this: want is the only prerequisite for making a decision. Want is the only prerequisite for making a decision. What does that mean? It doesn't matter if you have the resources, the education, the knowledge, the know-how, the network, the ideas, the money, it matters not. None of that matters. The only thing that matters is, do you want it? When you want something and you make a decision to get it, God makes the way. This is our key statement of truth. A statement of truth is a phrase or a combination of words that resonate with the truth that is within you. Okay? I don't make excuses. I make decisions. When I make the decision, God makes the way. Remember, I told you guys earlier, the how and the when is none of your responsibility. A lot of you guys are going to want to stay in my energy. You are going to want to enroll. You are going to want to get into this. And something is going to get in the way of the want that you have. Maybe it's money, maybe it's your spouse, maybe it's your confidence, maybe it's you tried something like this before, maybe it's you're not sure about whatever it is, right? But that's not the true issue, the true reason, right? That brings us back to you don't believe it's possible because you don't see the money in your account that you need, or you don't see how you're going to be able to study or come to class, or you don't see how you're focused on how you can't. Therefore, how you can't is going to be shown to you. God says yes. God doesn't say, "Oh, I know you're focused on why you can't get into this life-changing, life-altering, give you everything you want program, but I know you want to get in, so I'm going to give you away." That's not the statement of truth, remember? I don't make excuses. I make decisions. When I make the decision, God makes the way. Stop trying to do God's part and do your part. My part is to want. What do I want? What do I want? What am I going to ask God for? God has literally created the heavens and the earth, everlasting riches, everything we could ever desire. What do I want? What am I going to ask for? What is the measure of the cup that I'm going to hold up to the universe? God will give me a $400,000 house just as readily as a $40 million house. He'll give me $100,000 a month just as readily as $1 million a month. He'll give me the man of my dreams just as readily as the man that treats me like shit. He's going to give me whatever I ask for. And I'm going to ask for what I believe I'm worth. I'm going to ask for what I believe I deserve. I'm going to ask for what I believe to be true for me. I am looking at 9-figure homes, y'all. You know how many figures 9 figures is? This house is $120 million. That shit crazy, right? Because I know where I'm going and I know what I want and I know what I'm asking for. And I know what that house is going to do for me. It's not about me getting the house. It's not about me living in a 9-figure home. It's about the feeling that comes with that. It's about the service that I provide to get there. If I live in $100 million house, you know how much service I'm providing? You know how many people's lives I'm changing? I'm not one of those people that want to change a little bit of lives. I want everybody changed. I want the face of this planet, generations for eternity, to know about the great school of life, to know about the work that has been done with everybody on this planet. I cannot wait until I see like little kids coming up to me and they tell me how they're enrolling in the first little Eagle Academy and their mom was in the Thinking from the End program. And this, like there's a whole vision to it, but I'm asking and I'm demanding. God is a God of demand, and God listens to persistence. A lot of y'all can't get what you want because you don't persist. The first time an obstacle shows up, you give up. The first time it seems like you're not going to get what you want, you give up. The first time contrast shows up, you give up. God don't listen to half-ass prayers. And he don't listen to shit you pray for once. He is of persistence and perseverance. You are going to have to continue to ask. Persistence is key. When I graduated college, again, I told you guys I graduated with a 4-year degree in 3 years because 4 years was just too long. I'm not going to college for 4 years. I could do it in 3, great. But my graduation cap, this was the quote. This is what I put on it, right? So it said, persistence is key. No, I said, they say persistence is key. Those 4 years turned into 3. I BS'd my math degree because it was a bachelor's of science. So BS, right? But persistence is it. It ain't about talent. It's not about genius. It's not about education. You can have all the education in the world. If you stop, you're done. You could be as talented as LeBron James. If you stop, you're done. You can have the education of all of the scholars of the universe. Without persistence, you are done. There are going to be obstacles on your journey to receiving God's infinite yes. There is going to be times for you to self-define. When you ask for something and then the outside world shows you the opposite, are you going to waver? Are you going to persist? Are you going to keep going? Do you know how many times last year God and the not God, excuse me, the outside world told me to give up? The outside world told me to go get a job. The outside world told me I had bills to pay and I got things to do and I have a child and I have you know how many times the outside world told me that? But I know what is true. I know what I'm supposed to be doing. I know what is best for me. And you know it too. You just are so programmed to listening to the outside world that the inner voice within, God within you, you can't hear him anymore. That's the only thing. Sit in silence. Take your ass outside. Go outside. Take you an awareness walk. No music, no noise, like no chatter. Just go outside. Take an awareness walk. Oh my goodness. Hold on, y'all. I just forgot about something. Sorry, y'all. I was making Houston some cabbage and I forgot the thing was on low, so I was scared, but it was good. Okay. So, yes. So questions, right? Because what we have discussed so far, right, is we have clarified, we have done the three things that you enrolled in this course for, this masterclass, right? Clarify your ask with introspection. What are you asking for? Clarify what it is that you are asking for. You need to know what you're asking for currently so that you can know what you want to ask for. The GPS example, if you do not have my location, you are not going to your destination. If you do not have my location, you cannot go to your destination. The GPS needs both. We need both. The great school of life, we need both. I need to know where you are currently and where you want to go. But where you are currently is the most important. Can't take you on the road to your dreams if you don't even know what road you're on now. Okay. So clarifying what it is you want through introspection. Go outside, take an awareness walk. You would be surprised at how much abundance is outside your house. You are so conditioned to your limited and cramped conditions that you feel like you don't have enough, that you're living in lack and limitation. Go outside. Go look at the infinite number of trees and leaves on the ground, the sticks, the bricks, the dirt, the rocks, the houses, the cars. Go outside and try to count all that shit. Like, you'll find that inner sense of plenty. You'll find the abundance that's already within you. Go outside. You're just so cramped in your house, your little house. You're so cramped inside of it that you forgot that the world is infinite. I don't care what let me not say that. You can believe whatever you want. You can believe that the economy is limited. You can believe that you're limited. You can believe that your skin limits you. You can believe that your age limits you. You can believe that your gender, the fact that your mom limits you. You can believe that. That's one thing God gave us. Free will to choose. You have free will to choose whatever you want. You have free will to choose whatever you desire. I'm choosing a Maserati and a Porsche. I'm choosing a 40 million and $120 million house. I'm choosing to create the great school of life, to create a hotel group, to create a bank, to create STEM programs, to create academies from the great school of life. That's what I decided to ask for. That's what I want. And it's not for what I'm going to get, but it's for what I'm going to give to get it. I am going to give life-changing service, life-changing guides and leadership to God's chosen ones. That's really what I want. It's not even about the stuff. It's really about the satisfaction of being a part of your journey. Like, it means so much more to me to be a part of Samantha's journey, to be the one that Samantha calls when she has a breakthrough, when shit is going well and she's like, "And Simone, I have to tell you what happened." That's what I want. Like, the money, cool. I'll take that too, Samantha. But I want to be in Samantha's energy. I want to be in Callie's energy. I want to be the one that is there when y'all are ready to tell the world like how shit is going. When things are going, the contrast is showing up or it's looking like you're not getting what you want. I want to be the one to get you back on course. That's what I want to do. That's what I'm doing. And I didn't even finish. I was talking about success earlier. So the first step to success, right, is to find out what you love to do and then do it. What are you good at? What do you like? What are you passionate about? If money wasn't a factor, if money You got all the money in the world. What would you be doing? The second piece of it is to specialize in that field and to know more about it than anyone else. I don't care who y'all put on the stand, baby. I don't care who you bring up to the plate. Don't nobody know more about God-centered manifestation than Simone. I don't care who you put up here, baby. Don't nobody know more about it than me. Period. Period. But that's a belief that I have. That's the knowledge that I have. I know more about God-centered manifestation than anybody. I don't care. I don't care who you want to put up. Put them on the plate. Put them on the stand, right? But then the last piece is that what you are doing cannot be for you solely. When I first wanted to become a billionaire, it wasn't because I wanted to fully serve humanity, right? It was more because of the things that I wanted to buy for myself. And then as time kind of progressed, all these other things, came in and kind of, came into the circle. But now I don't, it's, yes, I'm going to benefit 100%. Duh, I'm the first person that benefits from my transformation, 100%. That's no question, right? But I'm not doing it for that. It's for the 8 billion of y'all who are also going to have that transformation, who are also going to be able to create whatever it is that you want to create. That's why I'm doing it. The money is a byproduct. Yes, it's great. I love it. I'm so excited for it. But that's a byproduct of why I'm doing it, right? It is to serve humanity. Me creating the great school of life, me being a leader in manifestation, me liberating you or helping you liberate yourself is to serve humanity. So find out what you love to do and then do it. Specialize in something specific and be the best that know more about it than anybody else. And make sure that your purpose, what you're doing, is to serve others. It cannot be for you solely. If you're the only one that benefits, that's no benefit. You're not successful. I told you guys before that I was successful, right? I had the degree and the house and all these things, blah, blah, blah. But I couldn't tell you how I got those things or why. I couldn't tell you how I did that or why. Why am I not successful if I cannot tell you how to do it? If I can't transfer my success to others, I'm not successful. What did Jay-Z say? Oh, I'm sorry. I know we may not be talking about him, but we measure success based on the people that are successful next to you. It's not about me. Yeah, I'm successful, great, but I can't teach anybody else how to be successful. I'm not successful. There's no success if I can't transfer it to other people. So before I became aware, before 2020, yeah, I was successful, but was I really? Was I doing what I wanted to do? Absolutely not. Did I specialize and know more about it than anybody else? No. And was I doing it to serve humanity? No. So by definition, I wasn't successful. With the $100,000, the $50,000, the degree, the car, the house, I wasn't successful at all. I was definitely not doing what I wanted to do. I was working a job. Who wants to do that? I don't. I wasn't specializing in it. I was just doing, I went to school, got a math degree, did some numbers, I didn't care about knowing more about it than anybody else. I wanted to do the bare minimum to get where I wanted to go. That's what I wanted. And lastly, it wasn't to serve humanity. It was for me to pay my bills, to save money. I said all that to say, clarify your ask through introspection. Ask yourself, what do I believe to be true about myself today? What do I believe about God? What do I believe about money? Right? What have I been asking for? Ask yourself, what have I been asking for? Right? The second piece of that, when it comes to the belief piece, is to feel here and now, right? That what you have is already done. Right? You have to feel it here and now. When I say you want to feel, if your goal is to bring in $1 million a month, right? The feeling of having the money is what's going to bring the $1 million. The feeling, not having the money, the feeling of having it. How do you feel like you have $1 million if you have negative $30 in your bank account? How do you feel like you have $1 million a month if you have no money in your bank account? You create an inner sense of plenty. Didn't I say we teach from the inside out, not outside? Inner sense. How do you create an inner sense of plenty? You see all of the abundance that you are currently in right now. I don't know how old Samantha is. I don't know how many jobs Samantha's had. I don't know how long she's been working. But I could bet you if Samantha added up all of the money that she received in her lifetime, it would be easily 6 figures, might be 7 figures, might be 8 figures. That's going to create an inner sense of plenty. Oh shit, I've made $400,000 my whole life, a $500,000, inner sense of plenty. When you're talking about how you don't have any money in your bank account and you're looking on your phone that you paid your phone bill for this month, when you're thinking about how you don't have any money, but you're sitting in your bathroom with tissue and a toilet that flows, when you think about the fact you have no money, but you go and take a shower and the water just runs, when you think about the fact that you have no money, but you go outside and get in your car and drive to the grocery store, this is what I mean when I say inner sense of plenty. You are living and swimming in money right now. Everything that's here is money. Money paid for this, money paid for the ice, the mushroom coffee, money paid for the creamer, money paid for this glass, money paid for the ice, money paid for this remote, money paid for the TV that this remote works for, money paid for this notebook. So it does not matter what number is in your bank account. You are swimming in money no matter what that number is. It matters not what number is in your bank account. You living in a house. Did you pay your rent this month? Did you pay your mortgage? You paid your bills? That's where the money went, baby. You're using it. You're circulating it as God intended you to do. He didn't intend you to have the money and hold on to it so tightly that nothing can get in and nothing can get out. People that hold on to their money, that hoard their money, are successful with keeping their money inside, keeping it with them. But they're also successful in keeping anything from getting in as well. If your hand is closed, nothing can get out, but nothing can also get in, right? So feeling as if you already have what it is you want. I have not physically seen $1 million hit my bank account yet. But I know with mathematical certainty that it is here and it is done. And I am in joyful expectation of its arrival. So clarify your ask. Feel that what you asked for is here, now, done, complete. And then be open to receive more. That $20 yesterday, I could have been like, oh no, I couldn't. If you ask God for more and he provides you an opportunity for more and you deny him the opportunity to provide it, you do not want more. I had a friend who told me she went on a date with this guy. She drove to his city, went on a date with him. He offered to pay for her gas. And she said, oh, no, I couldn't. Excuse me, what? You say you open to receive, but somebody offers to give you something and you reject it? Yesterday, M. Simone, after I got that $20, right? I went on about my day, had some other things to do. Somebody asked me if I wanted something out of a gas station. I said, no, I'm good. And as I said it, when I was saying it and they was walking to the store, I was like, nah, I want something. I don't know what I want, but I want something. So I called them and I said, hey, get me this. I am open to receive from any and all channels, period. I am open to receive. Because if I'm asking God for $1 million a month, but I'm going to deny somebody the ability to get me a $5 gift, do I really want the $1 million a month? No. So you want to start to ask for more, for grander things. The fact that you want more is God wanting it from you, through you. Life is always upward. Growth, expansion, life, grass, the trees. We are to grow. We are to expand. We are to express. God wants more. God is living with and through you. He don't want to be fucking cramped. Oh my God, I don't want to be cramped. Like if I'm going to be living with you the rest of my life, I don't want to be cramped. So he's going to continue to whisper that you can have more until you acknowledge it. Okay? Ask, believe, receive. Any questions? I do have some questions. And girl, God had a lot to say today because normally I don't even go this long when I be talking. But any questions? I'm going to go over the questions we have here. It's just a few, and then we'll go into next steps. Any questions on Zoom, TikTok, or Instagram? I'm going to go ahead and go over the questions that I have, and then let me know if you guys have any other questions. So somebody said, I feel like God ignores me and doesn't answer my prayers. What do I do if I don't get an answer? Such a beautiful, beautiful awareness. And I'm so grateful that, I'll keep it anonymous, but that they shared this with me. So let's go back to what I said earlier, right? I feel like God ignores me, doesn't answer my prayers. What do I do if I don't get an answer? If you do not get an answer, keep knocking. Remember, I told you guys about persistence. If you do not get an answer, keep knocking, keep seeking, keep asking. You must continue. God does not ignore anyone. He can't ignore you. He's attached to you. Y'all are soulmates. God answers every single prayer, and he always answers with yes, right? So when you say, what do I do if I don't get an answer? You're not getting an answer because you feel like God ignores you. And remember what I told you guys, it doesn't matter what you're asking for. It's about the feeling, it's about the belief that you have about what it is you're asking for. So it sounds like in your case, you're asking God, let's say for a better relationship or a better partner, but you feel like he doesn't listen. He's ignoring you. And then you're saying, well, what if I don't get an answer, right? So it's like you're already giving the energy to, you don't have an answer, God doesn't answer you, and you're not going to get what you need, right? So just shift it. One, persistence. You have to keep knocking, right? But what is it that you're asking for? Is it something you really want? Is it something that you just think you can have? Is it something you've already done before? What are you asking for, right? And get the feeling of the answered prayer today. If you are asking for a better relationship, look today at all the great relationships in your life. Start with yourself. I don't care how derogatory you may be to yourself. There is a point in the day where you praise yourself and you give yourself love and you give yourself grace and you give yourself compassion. So find how your life is already what you or your dream life is here now. That's what I do. Find my dream life now. The fact that I have the ability to go and get gas and go get some stuff from the grocery store, maybe get a snack, maybe get a cupcake. And I don't have to think about if I have the money or think about what, if I spend it on this, I can't, if I don't have the, I'm living my dream life right now, regardless of if the $1 million is in my bank account. I'm going to find my dream life today. The more that you can find how your life is already how you want it to be, the quicker it will manifest. Because you're coming from, again, having, from the knowing energy versus the I want it, I need it, or I believe it's possible. You're like, oh, I know it's possible. It's done. Actually, my dream life is here right now. See? Right? So that's how you're going to do that. The other question was, how do you ask for things without feeling like you're begging or helpless? I think I said this at the beginning or at the forefront, right? How do you ask for things without feeling like you're begging or helpless? Who told you that asking for something means that you're begging or you're helpless? Let's start there. When I tell you guys that, again, at the Great School of Life, we teach from the inside out. We go to the root cause, your consciousness. We go to the root cause, your beliefs. We go to the root cause, your mind. And we recreate it or reprogram it for success, right? Somebody told you that when you ask for help, you're begging and you're helpless. I don't know about y'all, but me as a Black woman, I have always been told, oh, I don't need no help. I don't need a man for nothing. I can do it by myself. I'm independent. I don't need that. Programming is subconscious. I'm not aware of that, or I wasn't aware of it. So anytime I got to the point, and I won't even say for me, because I've always been someone who was okay with asking, but there was some times where I felt some type of way about it, like, oh, I don't want to do it, or they might see me this way. So I did have a little bit of that. But one, who told you, right? What's the belief? Who told you that if you ask for help, you're begging or you're helpless, right? Is that true, right? Is that belief limiting or is it empowering? Does it empower me to believe that I'm helpless if I ask for help? Absolutely not. That belief is limiting. Why is it limiting? Right? Because it totally, right, disregards the fact that I do a lot on my own. I'm not helpless. I just would like some help in this situation, right? So there's a process that I take you guys through when it comes to your beliefs so that you can get clear on where it came from, is it limiting, and how we can create a new one, right? But how do you ask for things without feeling like you're begging or helpless? I would start by acknowledging the fact that you are not helpless if you are asking for help. You are strong when you ask for help. It takes a strong and confident person to ask somebody else for assistance. That doesn't make you weak. I don't know everything. I would love your help. Right? And I kind of answered this, so I'll just do it briefly. It says, what do you mean by God is affirmative, right? When I say affirmative, when you affirm something, right, that means you're stating it to be true. That means you're proclaiming it, right? When you affirm something, you're stating a truth, right? You're affirming something. You're going with the flow, right? You're agreeing. So that's why I say God is affirmative. He is affirmative. He only says yes. He does not have any other words. God doesn't say no. I don't know who told y'all that. God doesn't say wait. He don't say none of that. I know that's what they've been telling y'all. That's that programming too. God doesn't say any of that. God says yes. That's all he says. He don't say wait. He don't say not now, my child. He says yes. But the how and the when is up to him. But he says yes. He is affirmative. He affirms. Like I said, if you're about to walk down a dark alley and something says, don't walk down there, that's fear. When you're about to walk down a dark alley and something says, take this alley instead, that's God. See how that's an affirming? It's telling you what to do, right? So that's what I mean by God is affirmative. And then any other questions? Because this last question is kind of pillar or pivot into the rest of the call here. Any questions, comments, concerns? Samantha, I know you've been in the background. Do you have any questions? Callie, any questions? I don't know who else is on here. YouTube, any questions? Any questions before this last one? Okay. So if anything pops up, y'all just let me know. Right. So the last thing that I have here, and this is the part that this is the part that people are going to this is the determining factor. This is the decision making, right? Separating the boys from the men, as to say, the women from the girls, the days from the big days. Do you have any courses, classes I can get more information from, right? Or do you have any courses or classes that I can, great classes always. Oh, thank you, love. I appreciate you. That I can get information from, right? So yes, to answer your question, right? So again, I told you guys that the Great School of Life is a non-traditional education institution, right? This is a company, an institution, a way of being that God told me to create for the betterment of humanity. The Great School of Life teaches you how to start to live, how to start living in spirit, inspired for eternity, right? We teach you how to live your life today and forevermore in your human body from spirit's perspective, from God's perspective. If God was living through you, how would he live? That's what we teach. So when I say we teach from the inside out, we go to the root cause. We don't go to your actions or what do you want, or, we go straight to who do you believe you are today? What do you believe to be true? And then we take you along a 3-pillar process from mind, spirit, or spirit, mind, and body, right, to the physical manifestation of who you are meant to be, right? Your oneness with God is not coincidence. It's not happenstance. He designed you and created you in his image to create the life of your dreams. The fact that you're on this call, the fact that you're still here, the fact that you enrolled in this masterclass is God saying, she has the answers that you're looking for. I have already worked with and through her. She is the guide, the leader to take you, to help you get to the promised land, right? So currently we have 2 programs of study with the Great School of Life. So this is the beginning of this school, right? This is going to be the vision is huge. I'm talking about from infancy all the way to higher education. I'm not playing no games. Like, I'm coming for everybody's neck. But currently we have 2 programs of study, right? We have our signature course, Thinking from the End, and we have a new course, Oneness, that just launched, or that's launching on the 3rd. So give me 1 second. Let me share my screen for Zoom so you guys can see. But if you're on TikTok or YouTube or TikTok, you won't be able to see my screen. But this is something that I can go over with you if you desire. So let me just pull this up real quick and then let me pause it. Hold on, y'all. It's taking a minute to load. Okay, so let's pause here. So let's do this, and then let's share my screen. So where is it at? Share my screen. Hold on. So I'm just going to talk. I won't be able to see the Zoom. So if you have questions, just drop them in the chat, and I'll come back to them as soon as I get off of the this other screen here. But let me pull this up while we're talking. Okay. So like I said, we have two right now courses or programs of study, right? The Great School of Life, like I said, is a non-traditional education institution. The course that we are, the new course that has just launched or that launches on the 3rd is Oneness. So this is a course that God told me to create after I had my metamorphosis or transformation from being a caterpillar to becoming a butterfly, right? So it's a 6-week course for you to realize your oneness, for us to awaken the power of God that's actually within you, for you to then unlock the everlasting riches of your mind. Your mind right now is locked up with the beliefs that you've been told. We want to unlock it, and we want to create new beliefs, right? But then we also want to take the oneness, the new beliefs, and we want to actually bring it into the body and create the dream life. Manifest your own heaven on earth. I don't want you to just know what we teach intellectually. I want you to know it spiritually, emotionally. That's where the manifestation comes in, right? So Oneness is a 6-week live course. The first class is on February 3rd, right? So next Monday, or the Monday coming up. I want you guys to understand this. This is a school. This is a institution. If you pay for a class, if you sign up for a class, you show up, period. You will get a recording. You'll have a 6-week course. At the end of the 6 weeks, you will have a workbook as well that basically just, expands further on what you're taught in class, helps you with the embodiment, right? Gives you everything that you need for success. And then you have the access to the private community. I know a lot of things to be true. And one of the most important things that I have realized is that, and I said this earlier, you are not successful, right, if no one around you is successful. I want you guys to be in cahoots, in communication, in reach with people who are also in this community. Because when you ascend from your human thinking and you get into spirit and you come from all and everything is within me and I can have any and everything that I want. When that's where you're coming from, you are going to need people around you also coming from that place, because the people that you're around now have the same mindset that you used to have. And when you tell them that you want to bring in $100,000 a month and the only thing you've ever made is $50,000 a year, those are not the people that are going to push you and keep you focused. So the community is so important because there are other people like yourself, God's children, seeking, right, looking, trying to connect with the oneness that they have, unlock their mind, and manifest the heaven on earth for them, right? So it provides you a community to network, collaborate, engage. You might find your husband, your life partner, best friends. Like, it's a place for you to find more people on the upward trajectory. We're ascending. You guys are ascending. This Oneness course is an ascension, or a rise in consciousness. Okay. So Oneness, this is, like I said, a 6-week live class. The first class starts February 3rd. You'll have the workbook that you will keep, as well as the 6-week course at the end of the class. You do have lifetime access to the course. Any program of study that you invest in with the Great School of Life, you have lifetime access to. So you can always come back to it. The information in the course will be the same, but you will be changed. Your awareness will shift, and there's always higher levels of awareness. Okay. So that's Oneness. Oneness, the 6-week class is $3,333. The workbook is $555, and the access to the private community for it's typically a year, right, is $1,111. Total, $4,999. That is not what you're going to pay for this course, though. I do believe in giving more than I expect, giving more in use value than I get in cash value. You invest 4 figures in this course and you make 6 figures the next month, the following month, the month after that, in a year. Are you going to be upset? Right? So this is just a 4-figure investment. It's $333. So $3,333. Okay. So altogether, $4,999. But for this event, right, and going forward, the course Oneness that starts on February 3rd is $3,333. You can click the link in my bio if you're on TikTok, and you will find the Oneness course for enrollment. The other program of study, though, that we have, this is our signature course. Thinking from the End is a 6-month program. This is 24 weeks. This is for people who are truly ready for that life-changing transformation, right? This is 6 months, right? So we get more in depth. The Oneness course is a very, it's 6 weeks, so it's going to be in depth, but it's a shorter course, right? This is more for beginners in the process who want to, kind of just get in, but, kind of want to ease in there. Thinking from the End is for people who are ready to jump in, right? When you decided that you were going to go to the university and you invested $100,000 in your degree because you believed it was going to do X, Y, and Z at the end, that is this course. Thinking from the End is that course that you invest in when you are trying to better every aspect of your life: health, wealth, beauty, self, spirituality, business. It is a total end-to-end transformation. Same process, same manifestation process, but a longer time period. You have a 24-week course and a workbook as well with Thinking from the End. And you also have 24 live sessions. So whenever you join the program, it's an ongoing enrollment. Whenever you join, you'll have 24 live lessons where I actually teach a lesson, give you guys more insight on the lesson of that week, or just really provide you more service and more value in your time with us, right? And then you also have the community with Thinking from the End. Of course, the community you're always going to have, right? So Thinking from the End is a 5-figure investment. This is $10,000. Now, $10,000 for you to create the life of your dreams, right? Again, I want you, before we go forward, I want to say this. Focus on what you're going to get. Focus on what you're receiving. Focus on what you want. Do not focus on what you have to give, because you're looking at the separation. Oh, I have to give $10,000, but what you're getting, right, is so much more than that. It's not even about the money. It's not even about the status. It's not about the outside things. Those are going to come. But what you are actually getting is clarity, centeredness, and wholeness, oneness with the everlasting riches that's within you. When you are coming from God's perspective, everything you do prospers. We're talking about anxiety, gone, doubt, gone, worry, gone. These things come in, they leave quickly. We don't dwell in them, right? So Thinking from the End is transformation top to bottom, right? So that's 10,000 in full. And then we do have How to Cultivate Confidence and Achieve Abundance. This is an ebook that I created after I had a 4-year a goal to monetize on social media. I was on social media for 4 years, no monetization. I got a new mentor. 2 weeks, I monetized my social media. So I had a goal for 4 years that I could not accomplish, and it took me 2 weeks to accomplish it. So the How to Cultivate Confidence and Achieve Abundance ebook and workbook is a summary of that process, right? How I actually went through the process of achieving a 4-year goal in 2 weeks, right? That's $19.99. That's the ebook and the workbook. It'll give you what you need as far as something quick, easy to kind of digest. But again, I know from personal experience, and I know just from understanding how these things work. The more you pay, the more you pay attention. That $20 ebook is not going to change your life. You can actually read it, you can actually implement it, and you can make some changes. Absolutely. But I understand and I know that if you want change, transformation, permanent transformation, the investment is greater because the return is greater. Again, we're not focused on what we're giving, but what we're going to receive. Now, briefly, this is the last event that we're going to have of the month, right? These next couple of months, everything is moving very fast on this pace over here. So I will not be having the events as often as I have them, maybe like once a month, because I'm going to be teaching classes, and there's a lot, that I know it's already done, right? So I'm preparing as if it is. So for this course, or for this program, right, or for this event, I want to make sure that I am, like I've always said, right, giving more in use value than I take in cash value, right? This offer that I'm about to give you guys will not be an offer again. Okay, let me just tell you, because the way that this will work in the future is that when you want to add courses to your study, you typically pay a lower price for that course. Well, for this course or for this event, up until next Friday, right? If you and when you invest in thinking from the end, whether in full or payment plan, we'll talk about both. When you invest in thinking from the end, you get Oneness for free. This is not, like I said, God told me to say this. God told me to write it down. God said, do this for these people. I said, you sure, God? You sure you want to do it like a little bit? No, he said, give it to them for free. Okay. I do what I'm told. I'm obedient. So until February 7th, right? If you enroll in thinking from the end, you will get Oneness included. No questions asked, whether you do the in full or the deposit, right? So I want to make sure you guys have everything you need, right? Oneness, we're going to get you in there quick, one with God, unlock your mind. Let's get this shit popping. And then thinking from the end, okay, we're unlocked, we got the awareness, we know we're one. Let's go end to end. The Oneness course is focused on consciousness. Specifically, thinking from the end is consciousness and then everything that manifests after that, right? Thoughts, beliefs, actions, faith. We talk about the laws, like we go in depth with that. But yeah, thinking from the end, if you invest in that between now and February 7th, you get Oneness included. Okay. Now, as far as the breakdown, Oneness is $3,333 in full, right? This is for students who are ready to go all in on their awakening journey, right? They know that if I invest in full, I'm going to do what I need to do. I'm going to show up. I'm going to commit. And I know that investment is going to be doubled, tripled in 2-3 months time, right? But then I also know that there's some people that want to take it a little bit slower, right? So we do have a payment plan. It's $1,888, 2 payments, your deposit, and then a month later. And this is for students who are more comfortable spreading out the abundance over time, right? If you are more comfortable with smaller chunks, that is totally fine, right? So the $3,333, that's more of like a best deal, bang for your buck. The $1,888, the 2 payments, that is going to be the most accessible, right? And then if there needs to be more options, just let me know, how we can work with you, right? This is not an institution where you can't pay, you don't get in. Like, we're going to make it work. I want everyone to be transformed. And then for thinking from the end, again, for this event, you'll get thinking from the end and Oneness together, right? But the 10,000 is in full. Again, that's for students who desire effortless and multiplied returns in every area of life. I'm talking about immediately. Okay. So if you invest 10,000 and in 6 months, you have $100,000 a year, $100,000 in a month, like whatever your goal is, right? This is more for people who are all in. Let's get it done. Let's go through it. But then again, I understand that I want to be accessible to others as well. So the tuition or the payment plan, you'll do a $4,000 deposit. And then you have 4 additional payments of $2,000. So that's more for students who desire the transformation, but at a more paced and steady rate. Okay. And again, for this event until the 7th, you will get Oneness included with thinking from the end. Thinking from the end, you can start at any time. Oneness starts on February 3rd, on Monday. Okay. And then lastly, if you are someone who just wants to become a part of the family, you're not really sure what's going to be best for you, but you know you're called to be in this energy to receive your education through this institution. There are ways for you to book calls with an advisor, right? So you can program your GPS in 60 minutes. This is a 60-minute call where we get you clear on where you are, where you desire to be, and where you desire to be, and the roadmap that you're going to get there with, right? So it's just a quick analysis of where you see yourself currently, where you desire to be, and the steps that you're going to take to get there. Okay, so that's $222 for that investment, right? An hour, get what you need, get your roadmap, program your GPS, and get on with it, right? And then we have life advice. So life advice is a 30-minute call. This is the call that when you go to a school and you want to, see what's best for you, what courses are best or what programs are best. This is life advice. So this is a 30-minute call to determine the courses, classes, programs, study that's best for your specific dreams. And then that call is $100. So if you decide to enroll in a course, I think it's a 5-day period from your call, that $100 goes towards your investment. So just a little bonus, right? And then outside of that, we have live events, right? Live events typically, I do have free live events, and we do have paid live events. So if you have questions, if there's anything that you want me to clarify, come to one of the live events, right? If you are not at the point in your journey where you are comfortable and you see the value in investing in yourself, right? In any of the avenues that we've presented, come to a live event, right? Ask me your question there. I'd be happy to answer it, while this time is already designated. So any questions, comments, concerns, anything that's not clear, anything you guys want me to clarify? I know Samantha, you're on Zoom. Do you have any questions? I know Callie said she was good. YouTube, any questions, right? This is it, right? God says yes. I thoroughly enjoyed this event. I mean, I love all of these events because it allows me, like I said, I'm not up here just talking for shits and gigs, right? Like I truly know that this is what I'm supposed to be doing. So I do put a lot of thought in. I spend a lot of time with God before I have these calls so that I can speak to you guys or have him speak through me. But the Great School of Life is just beginning, right? Mindful Success Methods was the company for the first 4 years of this journey. And the Great School of Life is more encompassing of what we are doing and what I teach. So like I said, for this event, if you enroll in Thinking from the End, that's our signature course, 6 months workbook, live sessions, and the community. You get Oneness, the new course that is for beginners in spiritual awareness. You get that, or spiritual awakening. You get that course for free. Otherwise, the Oneness course, I will create some content around it. I haven't created any. There's so many things going on, but I will create some content around it, around that course, because that is for the chosen ones. That's for the people that don't even know they're butterfly or caterpillars currently. Like they just are existing, right? But they know that there's more for them. There has to be. So that's the process of, I know I'm a caterpillar. I know I want to be a butterfly. I'm going to start my journey of being a butterfly, right? I'm going to shed this life, my caterpillar life, and create the butterfly dreams. So again, Oneness is $3,333 in full, or you can do 2 payments. And then Thinking from the End is $10,000 in full, or you can do the $4,000 deposit and then the 4 payments of $2,000 for 4 months. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, please reach out to me. Social media, Simone Influence, Facebook, Simone Manifest, YouTube, Simone Influence. Just let me get in contact with me. If you go to our site, if you register for this event, you will get an email with all of the links, all of what you need to enroll to move forward. But if you have questions, if you go to the site and you don't see an option that works for you, but you were determined to get where you want to go, please reach out to me, right? Remember, I don't make excuses. I make decisions. When I make the decision, God makes the way. That is a statement of truth. Doesn't matter if you have the money in your bank account. Doesn't matter if you know where it's going to come from. Doesn't matter if you believe in none of this matters. The only thing that matters is, do you want it? Do you want to create the life of your dreams? Do you want the Great School of Life and M. Simone, who has already gone through this journey and continues to elevate and put God at the forefront of everything she and her company does, to help you, right? We do not do the work for you, but I'm going to give you the blueprint. The 5 years of my time being in this journey, I'm going to give you a condensed 6-week and 6-month blueprint from my 5 years of personal experience. Bob Proctor, my mentor, 60 years. My other mentor, Kathleen's 5-6 years. Like, I'm cultivating all of that into 6 and 6 month, or 6-week and 6-month courses for you, right? You don't have to go find the information. I've already put it together. I've already done all of the trial and error and concised it for you in an easy to follow guide, right? So I love you all. God says yes. Ask, believe, receive. If you know this is for you, these courses, this community, this energy, if you know it's for you, ask, believe, and receive, right? That is the process. God says, yes, it's infinite. There is no end to the amount of good that can come into your life. You are God in human form, and God is always for fuller expression and expansion. So the fact that you want more, that you got on this event, right? The fact that you have these desires, this dissatisfaction, is God speaking to and through you. Okay. Make sure you guys listen. He listens to you, and he always says yes. So listen to him and go after the life that you actually desire, the one that you are supposed to create. Okay. This is God Says Yes. I love you all. If you have questions, please reach out to me. Like I said, if you registered, you will get an email with all of the links, everything you need to register. The class Oneness starts on the 3rd at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, if I believe. Correct. You'll get an email though. So that'll be a live class that we are going to go through together. And then at the end of the 6 weeks, you'll have the 6 lessons, the workbook, and the community. I love you all. I will see you soon. Let me know if you have any questions, comments, concerns. God says yes. He doesn't argue with you. He doesn't reason with you. Whatever you ask for, whatever you believe to be true, and whatever you are open to receive, you will receive.